Alright, in this problem we've got this new operation. I'll call it diamond, just because that's what it looks like. So we're using this new symbol. Instead of a plus or a times or divide sign, we're using this symbol that looks like a diamond. And this new operation is defined this way. If we take two numbers and apply the operation to it, then we would just take some constant times the first number plus the last number, and then divide that by 2 times the first number times the last number. Okay? So all we have to do when we're applying this operation is just plug in the first number before the operator sign, the operator symbol, put that in wherever we see n, and the second number after the operator symbol, we just plug that in wherever we see m. Alright? So, we're told that n and m are positive integers and that a is a fixed constant. And if 1 diamond 4 is equal to 2 diamond 3, find the value of 3 diamond 4 and express your answer as a common fraction. Alrighty, well, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rewrite this a little bit, just because whenever it just looks a little awkward this way with the multiplication signs. Usually when you're writing algebraic expressions, which this is whenever you're using letters to replace numbers, it seems a little awkward to put an x in for the multiplication sign because it's too easy to confuse it with an x, right? So I'm going to write this as a n plus m. Alright, and I'm going to divide that by 2nm. Okay? So all I did was I took out the multiplication sign. And in algebra, whenever you see two variables, I guess in this case, written next to each other, it means that they're multiplied times each other. Okay, so when you get into algebra, you kind of get rid of the multiplication sign because it looks too much like an x, and you either replace it with a dot, or you put your numbers in parentheses. And if you see the parentheses next to each other, it means they're multiplied, or you just write the number or the symbols next to each other, the variables next to each other. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll just take 8n, that just means 8 times n. And when I write 2 times n times m next to each other, that just means they're all multiplied by each other. Alright, so so if we apply this operation to two numbers, we just plug in for n and m. But in this case, we've also got this constant, and we don't know what it is at this point. And so we can't just go and plug in 3 and 4 for n and m and get an answer, because we'd only get an answer in terms of a. We wouldn't get an actual numerical answer. So we need to use this information here to figure out what a is. So let's do that. Let's plug in the numbers here and see what happens. Alright, so 1 diamond 4, I'm going to just plug in 1 wherever I see n. So I'm going to take a times 1, so I'll just write that as a, because 1 times a is 1. And then I'm going to take the 4, plug that in for m, so a plus 4 over 2 times 1 times 4 is equal to, alright, so now we know this, so now we need to plug in the 2 and the 3 into this operation definition. So let's plug in 2 for n, so that's 2 times, or sorry, a times 2, which I'm going to write as 2a, plus m, which is 3, and over 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, so we're told that those two things are equal to each other, so when we rewrite it in terms of the definition of the operation, this is what we get, and now we ought to be able to solve for a. So let's simplify this a little bit. So we have a plus 4 over 8 is equal to 2a plus 3 over 12. Alright, Well, let's get rid of the fractions. So I'm going to multiply everything by 24. That looks like it's the least common multiple of both of them. So I'm just going to multiply everything here by 24 and everything here by 24. And so that'll give me 3a plus 12. Now what I did here is, I'm skipping steps here, but I divide 24 by 8 and I get 3. And then I'm just distributing the 3 inside the parentheses. Okay? So 3a plus 12 is equal to, now I divide 24 by 12 and I just get 2. So now let's distribute the 2 inside the parentheses. So that gives me 4a plus 6. Alright, well, we're getting there. So now I'm going to subtract 3a from both sides. So I move all my a terms over to the right hand side, just because I like positive numbers, and if I subtracted 4 from both sides, I'd get a negative over here. So 4a minus 3a, that's just a. Okay, and I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So 6 minus 6 is 0, and then over here all I have left is 6. So now I know that a is 6. Alright, so we can actually rewrite this as 6n plus m over 2nm. And now that we have the value of a, we can just plug in any numbers we want for n and m and get an answer. So let's plug in 3 and 4. So 6 times 3 plus 4 over 2 times, let's see, n is 3 and m is 4. Okay. Alright, so what does that give us? 18 plus 4, that's 22. And on the bottom we have 2 times 3 times 4, which is 24. Now you can see I have a common factor of 2, so I can actually reduce this down to 11 over 12. Alright, so there's your answer.